The hour is late. If the other side is so stupid, how are they running rings around you? Watch what actually happens. You bring a fact. They do not answer the fact. They answer you. You are mean. You are cruel. Why do you care? Live and let live. Then the names: Islamophobe, transphobe, racist, bigot. The claim leaves the table. You are what is on trial. That is the wall. You thought you were in a debate. They heard an attack on who they are, so they cannot move and you cannot land. You swing harder at the claim. They hold the identity tighter. The room does not change. You just paid them. That is a high-cost operating system, not a clever insult, a belief that has become the person. The idea is no longer something they have. It is something they are. Changing their mind would cost them their friends, their job, their group, and the story they tell about being good. So they do not change it. They punish the person who pointed at the crack, and it does not stay in their head. It wants speech rules. Schools, sport, workplaces, courts. People who never signed up for the belief start asking whether telling the truth is worth the trouble. That is the signature, not "I think you are wrong." If you say that out loud, we will make your life worse. Plenty of people believe strange things and leave you alone. Private faith, personal meaning, even a useful story that makes someone kinder, that can stay cheap. It stays inside the believer. This does not stay inside the believer. This charges the whole room. Hear how it grows, because this is the part people keep missing. It starts small, soft, almost polite. Please be kind. Why do you care what people do in private? You are hurting us. High-trust people are trained to grant that. Kindness is the entry price. Once the grant is made, it scales. The voice changes. Punch a Nazi, kill the infidel. The other side stops being a neighbor with a bad idea. They stop being fully human. Then harm starts to look like virtue. Think Charlie Kirk. Think terrorist attacks. People cheering a death. That is not a different movement that came out of nowhere. That is the same software with enough cover. The slurs are not arguments. They are a fine. They tell everyone nearby, look too closely and you will pay. After that, the system does not need most of its people to be monsters. It only needs enough people to be scared of the fine. When someone reaches for Islamophobia or transphobia or genocide, they are not winning a moral case. They are showing you the system cannot survive ordinary inspection. That word exists to stop you checking the bill. That is data. That is why the old weapons make it worse. Dunks, gotchas, better facts aimed at the costume. You keep fighting on the layer where they are strongest. You feed the fusion. You make the shield look necessary. You look brave and the room does not move. And then there is the new stupid version of the same trap, calling them Anglophobes, inventing your own phobia word. You noticed the game and then stayed on the board. You do not beat a shield with another shield. You name what the shield is protecting. Something new can stop that. ClearMaps, that is the level up. AI scoring how expensive a belief system is to run, not how nice it sounds, not whether your tribe likes it, what it costs to change your mind, what it pays for loyalty, how hard it is to say the obvious, what it does when it grows through institutions. Words blow away. A score is harder to hide behind a slur. Islam, the progressive frame, transgender ideology, the genocide claim against Israel, the wider woke package, different costumes, same machine. Belief becomes the self. Noticing the mismatch gets you punished. Loyalty gets paid. When it grows, it eats the host. Once you can see that, these stop looking like 5 separate wars. They sit under one roof, so you stop arguing the costume. You point at the bill. When the shield comes out, that is not their winning line. That is the evidence. You are not trying to make them look thick. That game feeds them. You are showing the people standing next to them what they are standing next to. Anyone still defending it, once they can see how it grows, does not understand the object in their hands. Nice people run these systems. Dumb people run them. Sincere people run them. Sincerity does not lower the bill. If a system needs a pathetic status slur to stop you inspecting it, that is not a reason to protect the system. That is the reason to look harder. Standing next to it is not a neutral taste. It is a failure to recognize what it does when it scales. The hour is late because high-trust countries were not built for this class of software running at scale. We were trained for arguments that can end. These things are trained not to end. They start by asking for kindness. They end by making cruelty feel like virtue. They grow by making exit expensive. Make the cost visible. Stop paying it. Do not invent your own phobia word. Leave people a way out that does not require them to die as a self. That is the work, not another content war. A way to stop feeding the thing that is already eating the room.